What if the real difference between rich and poor wasn't about what you earn, but the invisible scripts running through your mind? The ones nobody spells out in school, the ones that feel like second nature until you look them in the eye? Imagine two people sharing the same paycheck, the same work ethic, maybe even the same dreams. One finds doors opening, options blooming where there were none before. The other keeps circling the same frustrations, the same stuck place, unable to break through. It almost feels unfair until you see what's really happening behind the scenes. Because schools don't teach the quiet habits that decide your money story. You learn algebra and grammar and how to label a map, but nobody sits you down to map out your thoughts about money itself. So you fill the gaps by picking up whatever messages you find, at the family dinner table, in casual jokes, in the anxious silences after bills, or in the offhand remark that people like us just don't get ahead. Before you know it, those messages aren't just words. They become the lens through which you see every opportunity, every risk, every setback. Are you someone who says, well, that's just how it is, and shrinks from what's new? Or do you think, what if this could be different? What could I try just once to see? Here's something nobody spells out. Your mind is always gathering proof that you're right about the world. Psychologists call it confirmation bias. But it's not some distant concept. It's your everyday reality. If you believe that managing money or getting ahead isn't for people like you, your mind will stack up the evidence, missed chances, setbacks, the success of others as proof you're not meant to have it. You'll even brush off your own small wins. If instead you practice scanning for signs that things can improve, even fragile, subtle ones, you'll start seeing a path where there wasn't one before. Let's pause for a moment. Does any of this feel like your real life? Maybe you dream of investing, starting something new, or asking for more, but each time a little voice reminds you how things have always been, keeps your dreams in a careful box, lined with what ifs and not for me's. Nobody is born with that voice. It's learned, layer by layer. So let's make this real with a story. Chloe grew up hearing, money burns a hole in your pocket, and even when she started earning well, she couldn't shake the sense that money was always ready to vanish. She saved, then doubted. She would talk herself out of every step forward, telling herself not to aim too high, lest she fall. Every stumble, even a minor one, seemed to confirm her worst fears. Meanwhile, Lucas, who never had a safety net either, chose another script when life dealt him setbacks. Instead of asking, why does this always happen to me? He started asking, what did I learn this time? He kept a quiet tally, not just of failures, but of every question asked, every risk taken, every bit of growth. Over time, those lessons became his map. The real divide isn't about ruthlessness, greed, or luck. It's about which story gets the most airtime in your mind. Rich thinking is less about accumulating things and more about believing you're allowed to try, to fail, and to try again, always. Poor thinking isn't about lacking effort. It's when you stop looking for doors because past attempts ended with your nose pressed to the glass. You've probably never been asked to challenge those old stories, not out loud. But what if you did? What if, right now, you started to notice each time you say, not me, or why bother? What if, when you caught yourself shrinking back, you tried a gentler question? Is this true? Or have I just gotten used to believing it? Instead of replaying old failures, what if you wrote down even one thing that went better than expected? One lesson, one nudge, one open door. And if this feels too small, too subtle, remember that real change almost always starts that way. It's not about flipping a switch, but about returning, again and again, to the choice that you might, just might, be worthy of something yet to come. So when you see your friends reaching goals, or strangers shining in ways that make you ache, don't use it as another excuse to shrink. Let it be proof that someone with doubts, a messy, uncertain, perfectly human someone, could do things differently, including you. Every time you pause to question your old story, every jot in your growth ledger, every single time you catch yourself scanning for hope instead of proof that it's not possible, you tilt your world gently in a new direction. And if these words settle anywhere real for you, if the hope or ache feels familiar, take a second to like this video as your way of saying, I see the script and I'm willing to nudge it. Each click is a small flag for your future self, and for someone else out there searching for a sign that mindsets and lives can bend. Your beliefs about money are not permanent or private. They're negotiable, and they shape the very world you'll inherit tomorrow. The difference between circling the same block and finding a way through, the difference between rich and poor on the inside, is one gentle, repeated choice to see things anew. Nobody teaches this class, but today, you just enrolled, and you get to rewrite the ending every time you dare to believe it.